How's it going, everyone? Johan Yo here, and welcome to the Foolish Youths Podcast. So, this is a podcast about TV shows and movies. I'll be giving a commentary on how I thought the movie went out, giving my reviews, personal opinions, and all of the above. That didn't make any sense. But we're going with it. So, first off, let's get on the bandwagon with Marvel Infinity War. First off, let me say that I am not a big superhero movie fan. I don't think the movies are that good, to be honest. Marvel is very cut and paste, boring, very similar. Every movie is the exact same, just with different people inside the movie. But they all play out the same. It always ends up with the hero gaining powers, not knowing how to use them, doing something that makes him like, oh crap, I'm not that great of a person, and then almost losing to the bad guy, but then winning. That is where Marvel Infinity War finally steps away from. And spoiler alert to anyone who hasn't seen the movie. Although if you haven't seen the movie, why are you listening to a podcast reviewing the movie? That's what I've never understood. Why do I even need to put a spoiler alert? Like, seriously? Are you that surprised if a movie review about a movie has spoilers? Like, come on, people. It's pretty obvious. If you're gonna review a movie, you're most likely gonna review all of the movie. But anyways, so spoiler alert. A lot of people die, and Thanos wins. And I'm not gonna lie, I read the comics, I looked online, I know that that's what was supposed to happen. I know everyone was supposed to die, not just about half of the population, but I still didn't think they were gonna do it. I never thought Marvel and Disney would have the balls to just straight up make them lose. And when they did, I was shocked, I was horrified, but I also loved it. It was so bold, it was so great, it was actually surprising. Everyone walking out of the movie theater was in shock. Some people were even in tears, which is a bit too much, but whatever, to each their own. But overall, that was amazing. I am so proud. I know that's kind of weird to say, but so proud of Disney and Marvel for actually sticking more or less to the comics. So on that aspect, that was very good. There were a lot of good jokes in the movie. For example, I found the Guardians of the Galaxy to be by far the best part of that movie. I think Chris Pratt had the funniest jokes, had the best timing. Drax, again, always funny. He is always funny. Because for me, I find a lot of these jokes are over the top and too much, and holy crap, every single second is a joke or a one-liner. Like, geez Louise, relax. But Drax is always funny, and he kept that up in this movie. Oh my gosh. For example, that whole nut scene where I am completely invisible, that was actually hilarious. So, hats off to the Guardians of the Galaxies. Even though Chris Pratt, Star-Lord, you really goofed it up in this one, which is kind of hilarious because it's kind of all your fault if you really look at the movie. But overall, I thought that was pretty good. Those are my pros. But honestly, although it is much better Marvel movie than the others, I still think there are a lot of problems with it. So the first problem is the jokes. Holy crap. I get it. These movies are funny. There were quite a few good jokes in them. But out of the, I'd say, 20 good jokes in the movie, there are about 50 jokes where it's like, holy shit. Relax. Not every single second needs to be a joke. I get these people are witty and yada yada yada, but they don't always have to be making a joke. It kind of takes away from the scene sometimes. For example, Tony Stark. I love Iron Man. I think he's a great character. I think Robert Downey Jr. is the perfect Iron Man. but I find he made too many jokes sometimes. Like, I get it, he's very witty, he's very clever, but there were some really intense moments that I found were ruined by, oh, you're blah blah blah, you're just a funny dude or something like that, trying to make people laugh. And there are moments when you shouldn't be laughing, I feel. And I feel these Marvel movies are losing those intense moments that really grab you because you're always laughing or you're always being told you have to laugh pretty much by Marvel. They're always putting out jokes, always like, "Oh, haha, that's funny, right? Right in the middle of an action scene. That's pretty funny." And the first times in the first few movies when they did that, like for example, in the Avengers when Loki's like, "I am a god," and then Hulk starts smashing him around. That was funny because that was so unexpected. No one saw that coming. But now they do that every single fight scene. Every fight scene there's a moment where they pause, someone says a funny one-liner or some joke, and you're supposed to laugh. And I get it. It's at some points it is funny, but at other points it's like, okay, well, I was all hyped about this battle scene, but now I see it's just a joke. So I find that really takes away from the movie. I think there are too many jokes. The second problem I have with this movie is I found they used the same plot point too many times. For example, every single one of the Infinity Stones were given up because someone sacrificed themselves for one other person. Gamora sacrificed where the Soul Stone was because her sister was being tortured. Which, by the way, she is the most annoying fucking character out there. Holy, her scream is so annoying. Her as a person is so annoying. She's always so like, I'm gonna kill everyone. And it's like, alright, relax, okay? And I just find she's way over the top. So anyways, Gamora gives up the soul stone's location because her sister's being tortured. Which, okay, makes sense. Doctor Strange gives up the Time Stone because Tony's about to die. Which, okay, later on that makes sense. And, Loki gives up I believe, his stone for Thor. And that was the first one. And at first I'm like, okay, makes sense. But when you keep using the same one over and over and over again, it takes away because that's lazy writing in my opinion. It wouldn't be lazy writing if at the end Thanos brought it up and said, "Hey, you all couldn't think beyond your own selfish desires." Because if you think about it, you care about that person. So in your head it's all about like, "Oh, I love this person. So I am going to give up this stone that could end the rest of civilization so I can save this person I love." So all of them fell to that selfish desire. So if Thanos brought that up at the end, that would have been amazing. That would have been a really cool way to sink them all in. But instead, to me, it just comes out as lazy writing. So that was another con to that. Also, and another con I found was I didn't find Star-Lord's way of snapping believable because I get it that he's mad that Gamora died, but any person with any little bit of sense would have known, hey, we have the glove almost off. Like, it was at his fingertips. And he starts punching him in the face. Like, really? He couldn't have waited until after the glove was off. Like, he didn't have any insight whatsoever. He was so enraged by Gamora dying, which I can see he's mad. I can understand that. That makes total sense. Don't get me wrong. But he really couldn't just wait 5 seconds. Like, I know they needed that for the plot to go further. But again, I find that kind of lazy writing because any person with common sense would be like, "Oh, when this glove comes off, I'm gonna fucking kill you," you know? And also, why was Gamora's sister talking about that shit? Like, she knew that was gonna anger Chris Pratt, and she kept bringing it up, pretty much enticing him to do something about it. So it's just as much her fault as it is his. For example, if you know someone's gonna punch someone if you say something about that person, and you keep saying it and keep putting it under their skin until they punch and then go, yo, why'd you punch him? It's your fault just as much as it is their fault, you know? So I think that's where we're going to end it off with Marvel Infinity War. Overall, I think it was a pretty good movie. I would give it an 8 out of 10. I don't think it's a 10 out of 10. I think there are a lot of flaws to it that people overlook because they're so hyped about Marvel and they're so hyped that they did a different ending that they kind of drown out the rest of the movie. But again, it was still an amazing movie. It's just, I don't think it's a perfect movie. I think the jokes were too much. I think they used the same plot too many times. And I just think it was a little bit of lazy writing. So, comment down below. I know a lot of people who watch this are going to think, holy shit, this guy is so stupid. Tell me why. Comment down below. I'd love to hear it. But try and be respectful. I mean, that's a lot to ask of the internet, but just try. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now. Stay with me, don't